invention. The Protestant or Evangelical Reformation acknowledges the 16th century German monk Martin Luther as its father and founder, since he is the one who invented its most precious possession, the faith alone gospel. What, however, is often kept out of the history books, here again, hiding things, redacting things, is the fact that Luther had to dismiss certain books of the New Testament in order to do so. In other words, for his gospel to work, he had to get rid of these books, or at the very least, discount these books and their message. What were those books? Well, specifically James, Jude, Hebrews, and Revelation. Why? Again, well, because the teaching in those books proved that his faith alone gospel was false. And so Luther dismissed them, questioning even their divine authority. And you know already, because we've talked about this before, that I'm not making that up. But if you will, look with me at the second footnote there. This is coming directly from Luther. He says this about the book of James. James, and we'll see why he says this here in just a little bit, but for now, as it relates to James, James is an epistle of straw, meaning the book of James is an epistle of straw. Let us banish this epistle from the university, for it is worthless. It has no syllable about Christ, not even naming him except once at the beginning. I think it was written by some Jew. It was written by a Jew. His name was James, and he was the brother of Jesus. I think it was written by some Jew who had heard of the Christians but not joined them. Thank God for that. The epistle of James gives us much trouble. Accordingly, if they, now this is actually more dangerous than the first part, I think. Listen to what he says next. He said this. The father of the Protestant Reformation, where the evangelicals get their message and their gospel, he says, if they, the books of the New Testament, will not admit my interpretations, you talk about a cult leader, here it is. If they will not admit my interpretations, then I shall make rubble also of them. I almost feel like throwing Jimmy in the stove, end quote. Jimmy being the book of James.